What's going on, closers? Welcome, man. I am excited that you are here. I have the good stuff for you. This is going to be the single greatest sales webinar you have ever seen. And I'm not going to give you a bunch of sales training, a bunch of marketing training. That's not what this is about. I'm going to open your eyes as a salesperson to an opportunity that you never knew existed, but can put so much cash in your pockets you won't know how to spend it all. I'm telling you, in the last 2 months, I have bought a McLaren MP412C. I have bought an Acura NSX, a 2017 model, mind you, next gen, baby. That's what I'm talking about. All from the tactics and strategies that I'm going to teach you around this business in this training that you're at right now. So I need your attention. I need you to start shutting down Facebook, start turning off Snapchat, stop Instagram, and I need you don't need to check in. You don't need to tell anybody that you're watching this until after it's over with. You want you to tell everybody, obviously, but I want your total focus. You know, I got these little 5 and 6 year old kids that are in karate. My oldest, a 6-year-old, he just got his orange belt a couple of weeks ago. And every time that they go to karate, I'm the one that takes them to karate class, right? Every time they go to karate, the first thing they say when they start karate is they make them put their feet together and they say, "Total focus, sir," and they bow. So I'm just asking you, total focus, sir. I need you to anchor that thought process and I need you to get totally focused on this. Let's begin. So before we get all into the training and everything that I have for you on this training here, there's a few housekeeping things that you need to know first. The number one thing that you need to know is I'm going to want you to take some notes. Okay, you're going to want to take notes and you're going to want to write proficient notes, because here's what I know. As exciting as this is going to be, as excited you're going to be about what I'm going to share with you, as awesome as it is how much you're going to want to take action and make moves and everything else, there's a couple things that's going to happen just naturally because of who we are. Number one is you're going to forget about 90% of everything that I say, even the good stuff that you want. You can sit there all day long and lie to yourself saying, "Oh, I'll remember that. Oh, I'll remember that." But you will forget. It's human nature. There's nothing we can do about it. Our lizard brains are just wired that way. But here's what I do know. If you'll write it down, those numbers flip. You'll remember 90% of what you wrote down, and you'll only forget 10%. So you've got a chance to make the odds work in your favor just by taking a few notes. And whether you use digital notes with Evernote or whether you write pen and paper, it's all the same to me. But you're going to want to take notes, because here's what I know. You're in the right place at the right time with the right person. You've been looking for something. I've got the answer for it. I'm going to show you that. But here's what I do know. That if you will get focused, you could know everything that I'm about to share with you over the next 30 minutes to an hour. You could know it all. You could have heard it all. But what if I phrase it one special way that changes your life? You see, I've got this mentor, and the mentor asked me one time after I smoked cigarettes for almost 20 years, he said, "Who do you know that's super successful smoking cigarettes?" That one question that I'd known I was supposed to quit all those years. I knew I wasn't supposed to smoke cigarettes. I was addicted and I couldn't quit. But that one question, that one phrase, that's how powerful words are changing my life. And what if I have that phrase for you, the salesperson, that could change your life? What if I have that right now on this training, but you're distracted or you don't take notes or you miss the point? So I want total focus. I want you to take notes. I want you to stay off your phone. Okay, so like I know that there's this thing that's called resistance triggers. And what happens with these resistance triggers is you get focused on the phone and you start scrolling, right? And you get focused on the desktop and you start scrolling and everything else. And you get up, you got to do the pee-pee dance, you got to head to the bathroom, or you start looking for ways to fidget around. And that's resistance triggers. When you start finding yourself in a situation where your focus sways from my voice and what I'm talking about through this training, when you find yourself in those positions, ask yourself what inside of you is causing that resistance. What is there that's bringing up inside of you because what I'm saying that's making your subconscious kick in and try to distract you, because that's the force of average. Let me tell you a story before we get into this training. Let me motivate you a little bit. Can I give you a little motivation, some inspiration, show you how the world works a little bit? So there's this thing called the force of average, right? And the force of average, let's just say that there's no God, right? I'm not arguing religion. Let's just say that there's no God here. But what there is we're a code. We're all part of a computer program. And so when you code a computer program, you code it based on averages. When you make a video game, you don't code it against the person that's probably going to be the #1 player of all time. You code it against the masses that are going to join in and play that video game. And let's say that we're living in that kind of an experiment here, right? Just hypothetically, go along with me. Well, there's this thing called the force of average. Anytime you step away from being average, the force of average tries to push you back down to the baseline and put you and make you become an average person. person, because every time you take off in that direction, the force of average has to pull somebody up that's not average, right? That's a below average person, so it's trying to lift them up. So those people actually got it a lot easier than those of us that break through the force of average. So what happens is the force of average, it'll use things like the distraction, right? You think that I'm about to say something that could change your life. You could make, I have clients right now that are making $50,000 a month from what I'm going to share with you. The very thing that I'm going to share with you. I'm making multiple six figures a month from the very thing that I'm going to show you in this training. And guess what's happening, right? Already you're starting to have the disbelief. Already the force of average is saying, I don't know if I can do that, or oh, that's a big bold claim, or oh, that's a lot of money. That's all part of the gimmick. And it's also a part of the gimmick to distract you and not give you what you deserve, which is big money, which is what I have for you on this training here. So be looking out for those resistance triggers. But I am going to sell you something on this webinar. I am. I want you to believe that. I want to know that. I want to get it out up front. Don't be surprised at the end when I make an offer to you. I'm going to sell you not only on this product, I'm sure that I'm going to sell you on that, but I'm going to sell you on certainty in the future. I'm going to sell you on having certainty in yourself. And I'm going to sell you on believing in yourself to invest in yourself on a level that you've never invested before. And I'm not just talking money, and I'm not talking about buying something particularly from me. I'm talking about investing in yourself in every area to where after this training, the things that you can do with the things that you learn during this training can absolutely change your life. And that's what I'm here to sell you on, because when you change your mind, you change your life. So you're here for a real reason. I want you to understand that. Like I said earlier, when you get in the right place, the right time, with the right people, the right things happen. And you're here for a real reason. I'm very selective on who I spend my advertising dollars with, if you know what I mean. We put our advertisement in front of alpha sales personalities only. If you're a beta salesperson, this isn't for you, right? If you're a person that has a hard time closing sales or struggling with sales, this isn't for you. This is for closers only. And the reason why I know that you're a closer is the fact that you're here and you're looking for something, and you're in the right place, my friend. I'm telling you, you are in the right place. I have busted my ass for the last decade to come up with what I'm about to share with you, and it's already working for dozens of people who have taken early action and got started. And I know dozens of other people outside of our program that it's working for as well, that didn't even know that this lifestyle could even exist. So I want you to know that you're here for a real reason, and I have the solution that you've been seeking. You know, we go to work at sales every day, and we got to psych ourselves up for cold calls. We got to psych ourselves up to go knock on doors. We got to go talk to fucking idiots at networking events that don't have any business to give us in the first place, right? And we go and we pace around the sales call, and we got this dickhead manager screaming at us, telling us we need to work more hours or come in on our day off. We got the prospects on the phone telling us don't call them anymore, stop mailing shit to their house, stop sending them emails, unsubscribe me from your list, and every no gets us closer to a yes. That's the kind of bullshit we tell ourselves. What if you didn't have to hear no's, right? What if there was a way where you didn't have to do any of that? You didn't have to go to a sales floor. You don't have to listen to the prospects bitch. They actually want what you sold. That'd be nice for fucking once, wouldn't it? I know when I made that decision in the Break Free Academy business to start only selling people what they wanted to sell and stop selling to broke people, changed my fucking life completely. And I'm going to change yours as well. I have the solution you've been seeking for. If you're tired of the same old sales hustle, right? If you're tired of having to beat the phone 10 hours a day, if you're tired of having to deal with upper management, if you're tired of putting a suit and tie on, if you want to live life on your terms, this is it. This is your chance. I want you to stay focused with me. Total focus, sir. Stay focused with me. So listen, my life wasn't always McLarens and NSXs though. I can tell you that. Less than a decade ago, I was in federal prison for a gun crime. Right? I got caught with a gun that was legal in Texas, but the ATF said that it wasn't legal with them. And so I got caught in what's known as court purgatory. The feds picked up my case. The ATF prosecuted me. I ended up spending 15 months in a federal prison. When I got out of federal prison, they gave me a check for $25. See, the story is when I went through federal prison, I've also been through a divorce as well. You see, 90 days into my sentence, and I was only gone for 15 months. That's just a little over a year, y'all. And for 90 days into it, my then wife, the woman that I married prior to going into prison so that she could be a good steward over my finances, decided to go splurge those finances with the gardener, and they ran off together and sent me a Dear John letter. What happened was all the money, I had a fortune of $250,000 that I left behind at the time. To me, that was mind-blowing money. It was my life savings. It was everything I worked for. And she took it all and spent it with him. Hope you're enjoying that, dude. And so anyway, at the same time, for me, I get out of prison, I have no money. She sent me a letter. It was vicious. I'm telling you, vicious, broke my heart. Can you imagine? I was in jail for a crime that I didn't even know was illegal. I'm having to do hard time. I'm in the worst spot in my entire life, and I get a Dear John letter from a woman that I thought loved me that tells me she's fallen in love with somebody else, and they're going to spend my money, and if I don't like it, they will burn all my shit, and I can get out and get out to nothing in the next 9 months. I was mind blown, man. You talk about wanting to just like, you say you've been to rock bottom, man. I've been to rock bottom too. I carried a motherfucking jackhammer with me. Shit down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hard-headed. I've been through some terrible experiences. This is why I wind up in sales. That's why you're probably in sales too. You've probably been through some shit as well. Right? Like, that's what we're in sales for, because we weren't born with some kind of fucking silver spoon stuck in our ass with some Ivy League educated private school parents. That's not how we grew up. If not, we'd be the CEO instead of the salesperson. I know that. I'm just like you. I've been through divorce, man. I got out of prison with $20 to my name. Matter of fact, it was $25. And what had happened was they charged me $5 to cash the damn check. I've been on drugs, right? I've had my fair share of addictions. I told you I just recently quit smoking cigarettes after all these years, you know? I lost my job in 2008. They let me out of prison. I got a job as a mortgage officer. I had been a mortgage officer prior to this. I started making a fortune again. 2009, I made almost $300,000. 2010, Obama signed into law the Dodd-Frank Act. Cost me my job. They wouldn't let felons continue to have a federal mortgage license. I lost everything again. Rock bottom with a jackhammer. You know what I'm saying? That was it. I lost it all. That's when I discovered what I'm about to share with you. That's when I had to go down this dark web. I had to go down this rabbit hole, this everlasting tunnel of internet marketing, and this is what I discovered, and this is how things changed for me. And it all started with, you name it, I've been through it. But here's my life today. This is my lovely wife. These are my 3 sons. This is me and my friends. We're up in Costa Rica. Now, I want you to notice something about this picture here. If you see this guy right here, he's wearing boots and a slicker, and that's his helmet, and he's got gloves and everything else. Well, you see the 4 stupid Americans, we got tank tops and shorts and flip-flops. We were totally not prepared or warned to go into, we're in the fucking middle of the rainforest on this, right? And nobody thought to say, hey, you guys don't have any pants, right? Nobody asked us shit, right? We just up there, this deadly mosquitoes that could carry you off the side of the cliff. I almost died twice that day. Scariest yet greatest. One of the scariest yet greatest days of my entire life. So here's my car collection. This is a 2017 Acura NSX. This one's actually my car. This is my McLaren MP4 12C right here. This thing doesn't even have 15,000 miles on it. It's a 2012 model. This is my F-150, 2017 F-150. Dude, that's the gray beast, by the way. And then we've also got a 2017 Escalade. I share that with you, brag. I'm proud of it. Like I said, a decade ago, I was left by a woman that I love. She left me with nothing inside a federal prison. I built all this up as opposed to, man, you can't tell me that don't look good. But I'm going to show you how you can get it as well. It's not just about me. But look, it's not just fancy cars in my life. I'm also hanging out with people like UFC, president of the UFC, Dana White. And then there's a UFC, he's actually a coach now, Alan Belcher. This is me and the legendary direct response copywriting king, Dan Kennedy, actually spoke at his event. And I'm kind of a risky guy to speak at your event because I might say fuck every now and then, right? Not everybody's for fuck. And Dan, he's a little old school and his crowd's a little professional, but I shook him up, did really well. Actually, some of the people in the funnel closer program that we have, which is what I'm training here, came from that GKIC. This is my personal mentor, the world's fittest man, David Goggins. See, David is my personal coach right now. We speak weekly on the phone, and I email him daily and check in. He holds me accountable. This man has done over 4,000 chin-ups in less than 24 hours. Holds a world record for it. He's ran 200 miles without stopping. He was a Navy SEAL for 19 years. These are the people that I surround myself with. Garrett J. White, he's the man. Like Tony Robbins is great. Garrett J. White is the man. I'm telling you, if you're a male and you haven't gone to Wake Up Warrior, you got to. As soon as you get off this, check that out as well. This is Frank Kern, the king, the undisputed king of direct response internet marketing copywriting. That's my man. We're actually in his backyard. This is Marshall Silver, the single greatest stage performing salesman I have ever seen in my entire life. This is he and I sitting in his backyard behind his 17,000 square foot home with this 125,000 gallon swimming pool. And then my man Vic Bell, who trains the most deadliest special forces guys on the planet at the Warhorse Strength Camp in Hawaii. So my life doesn't suck. Right? At all. Great cars, top line people that I'm surrounding myself with, and that's what led me down this path that I'm about to lead you on as well. So these are some of the accomplishments that I've done. So enough about bragging about what I got, like how did I get that? So first I started a program just 3 years ago called Break Free Academy. And I wanted to create a scenario, a seminar, where the scenario wasn't like come in and get all rah, 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 and feel good about stuff, and then Monday morning you gotta go do the work. I love seminars. I go to them all the time. I watch webinars just like you're watching right now. I was once sitting in that same seat that you're sitting in and watched this same exact webinar where there was a guy just like me on the webinar talking to me, telling me that I needed to come and buy what he was selling so that it could change my life. I've been in those same situation that you're in right now. And so in 2014, I bought a program that taught me how to run a small event. It was called Big Money with Small Events. And I bought the program and I started charging $5,000 per person to show up at the events. And we had 3 people show up at the first one that was just 3 years ago. 3 people, that was it. That was all that showed up. And we gave them a 50% discount to show up, right? $2,500. But I wanted to create a seminar to where you didn't just go get pumped up and then you had to go to work on Monday and do it. I wanted to create a workshop where we actually do the work hand in hand. And then when you leave the seminar, you've got the work done for you. All you got to do is sit back and let the technology work. And that's what I created Break Free Academy for. Well, this right here has 90 people. I don't have a picture of it yet. But the event that we just threw last week had over 300 people just 3 years later. I also run the Hardcore Closer blog. It's one of the most read sales blogs on the entire internet. It's one of the top 50,000 websites, which you may think 50,000, that's not very much, but that's like saying you own the Forbes 400 for websites because there's trillions of them. It's one of the top 50,000 sites on the web. And all of that is because of the things that I'm going to share with you today here. And so I'm also a 4-time best-selling author. This is my most popular book, Elevator to the Top. You can grab a copy of it at elevatortothetop.com for free after you get done watching this. So I've got 4 best-selling books. I've created multiple products under the Break Free Academy brand, such as phone funnels and competition demolition, that have gone on to do millions of dollars in sales since created. I've launched one of the most successful internet marketing without JV campaigns of all time in our Break Free Academy program. So here it is, just to give you a quick rundown and remind you one more time. I'm a 4-time best-selling author. I also contribute to Forbes, Huffington Post, Lighter Side of Real Estate, Entrepreneur Magazine, Inc. I've been in them all. I write for 90% of them. If you name it, they'll let me publish an article on them. I'm the creator of multiple million-dollar products. I mentor thousands of people right now. I'm an owner and partner in 10 different corporations. So if what you're about to learn, if one of the excuses that comes to your mind, you say, I don't have time, I want you to read that line again. I'm an owner and partner in 10 different corporations. I'm a husband and father. And don't forget, all around cool motherfucker. So here it is. You ready for it? You ready? Yeah, let me get your hands up. Who's ready for it? Stick your hand up. Stick your hand up. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the hand button, whatever the hell it is over there. Who's ready for it? That's what I'm talking about, this multi-million-dollar discovery. Now check this out. You see this right there? That is a $100 trillion bill. Let me repeat that. Trillion with the T. So this makes me officially a trillionaire if we're just like bragging. I'm just saying I still got it. I didn't spend it. But it's from Zimbabwe. And you wonder like, hey, how come Zimbabwe people might be really good at math? That's your answer. Because if you ever ask somebody, hey man, you got to change for 100 trillion? I don't know how many pennies that is, but it sounds like a whole lot. And by the way, that only costs $3. So that means they're like spending $100 trillion a day on milk and cookies and shit like that, right? It's crazy. So anyway, that's not the discovery. This is the discovery. Sales funnels changed my life. Now, you're probably wondering what a sales funnel is. And it's a series of websites as opposed to just a regular website. Like a regular website, it says, hello, we are open for business. Whereas a sales funnel says, yo, dog, give me your information, we'll hook you up with some good shit, right? Well, most people are going to take you up on the give me your information, we'll hook you up with some good shit offer. I know that's what I would take up anyway. So let's suppose that this is a video and you're actually in a sales funnel right now, just so you know. It's like do 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 do, right? So you like experience the effectiveness of it because the fact that you're here right now proves that they work. Okay, so I want you to process that and think about this. This is a video, right? Let's just think of this as a video. So if this is a video and I'm saying, hey, buy my shit for $200, that's the premise of this video. And so I say, in order to buy my shit for $200, they've got to click a link and give me their information. So there's only going to be, let's say 1,000 people actually view this video. there's only going to be about 10% of them that actually do what we call the second step in the sales funnel, which is opt-in, which means they've decided to opt in. They gave us their name, email address, phone number, whatever other significant information that we require in order to give them the reward for the offer that we offer them. So say I'm saying, hey, you can grab this product for $200, give me your name, email address, and phone number. I give it to you for free. And then what happens is, obviously, if I have somebody's name, email address, and phone number, they don't call me the hardcore closer for nothing. We're going to have a sales conversation. Think of how this changes the game for businesses. Most people's websites are simply billboards and banners for their businesses, which is great. You need branding and all that other stuff. But more importantly, I know that the money is in data. You see, in grabbing people's name, email address, phone number, asking them questions, gathering that data is where the money's at. There was actually just an article in the Motley Fool that I read a month ago that said the world's most valuable resource is no longer oil, it's data. And so if you have a website, or if you know a business that has a website that is not collecting data, then it's living in the Stone Ages. We are going through a new .com bubble right this second, and it's sales funnels. I'm not kidding you. We are going through a new .com bubble. Now, if you'll remember in the 90s when the .com bubble took place, people made gazillions with a G-A, a gazillion dollars. Right? Like there was just so much money. Companies like AOL, companies that just like had made so much money, they were printing it. They were the Googles of their own time. And we are in that same scenario right now. I'm going to show you how you can make money from it. So first, how I discovered all this. When I lost that job as a loan officer because Obama signed the Dodd-Frank Act into law, I went and saw one of the real estate agents that I did business with. Now, this real estate agent was the top producing, we're still friends today and business partners, that one of the top producing real estate agents in the entire state of Texas, and I did his loans. That was one of the reasons I was successful as a mortgage person, because he was giving me tons of referrals. And so I go sit down with him, and I'm seeking his advice, going to ask him for a job. And he sits down and he says, man, I just came back from this seminar where I bought these $8,000 CDs. And I, what? Now, first of all, my friend, who I won't reveal his name, Mike Reese, for the training purposes here on this video, is one of the cheapest, he's very frugal. He's one of the cheapest people I know. He still drives the truck today from when we met back then. He's still driving the same vehicle today that he drove back then when we had this conversation years and years ago. However, he makes a ton of money, super successful. He runs multiple badass companies, but he's just very frugal with his money. So when he said that he spent $8,000 on something, there was two thoughts that entered my mind. Number one is, who's the salesman that got Mike? I want to meet that guy, right? And number two was, these must have a whole lot of value for Mike to shell out that kind of money for DVDs. And so Mike obviously offered for me to watch those DVDs. He said, here, you can borrow them from me. I watched the DVDs and they taught me how to upload WordPress blogs from FTP servers and then change the WordPress. Anyway, a bunch of computer stuff. It was hard. It would take me a month to be able to put together my first funnel. But here's what happened. Despite all the hard work, despite following the instructions and everything else, I put together a funnel and I made it ding. I made a little noise that when I would make sales, it's ding. And I was selling energy drinks. One night at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm dead asleep. Bing! The bell goes off. It was at that moment that I knew anything was possible online. I ran in there, I looked at the computer, the number had gone off. I had $29 in my bank account all of a sudden, or $29 more in my bank account all of a sudden. I was high I was high on the horse, y'all. Man, I was excited. I knew that it was possible. It wasn't a lot of money. I wasn't rich, but if I could do it once, I could do it twice. If I could do it twice, I could do it 1,000,000 times. It was 3 a.m. I wanted to call the person that just signed up. After all, I knew they were awake, but I waited till 5. At 5 a.m., I called the person. They said, oh, you know what? I found your stuff because it was on the 3rd page of Google. And I was like, bro, you went to the 3rd page of Google? Man, that's like, I don't know. I always thought the 3rd page of Google's were like child porn and shit were, right? Like nobody goes 3 pages deep in Google. Who knows what the fuck is back there? You, sir, are quite the risk taker, but I appreciate it because you bought my stuff. So I'm on the 3rd page of Google. I got to figure out how to get to the 1st page, but my mind was open. I'd go through a bunch of trial and errors and losing money and making money and everything else that we'll talk about on this particular training along the way. But here's the thing, because of sales funnels and because of not giving up and because of that process, which is way easier to build these days than it was just 10 years ago, I've personally made millions of dollars. personally. And I make millions of dollars annually. My company this year alone will probably do somewhere around $5 million towards the end of the year. And I don't say that to impress you too much, because I think it's pretty damn impressive considering 10 years ago I had $20 to my name. But at the same time, I'm showing you what's possible with what we have right here. Now, let me give you some statistics. There's over 200,000 people right now that can build these sales funnels. That can build these sales funnels for small businesses. Imagine somebody could put together a sales funnel for a small business that gathers leads, gathers data, and can even work the back end sales, all this other stuff that I'll talk about in the training as well. Okay, so it gathers leads, gathers data. Think about this. How valuable is that to a company? Most companies don't even know it exists yet. That's what's great. And most companies are used to paying $30,000, $40,000 for websites. I know for hardcorecloser.com, I just recently paid another $10,000, and that was only for a facelift. And I don't share that with you so that you start asking me to do facelift stuff on my website or telling me that you'll do it for free. That's not the point. I'm just saying websites cost money, and businesses know that that's just one of the operating expenses that we have these days. Well, there's 200,000 people that can make these funnels. Well, there's also 5.8 million small business owners just in America. That's not worldwide. We have a global audience. This job, you can work from anywhere. It works in any country. But I want you to think about this. These 200,000 funnel makers and these 5.8 million small business owners need each other. They need each other. Think about it. Those 5.8 million small business owners, as soon as they find out that there is a website that exists, that gathers information, that gathers data, that creates leads for their sales force, it creates leads for their follow-up marketing team, it creates leads for their robot artificial intelligence, whatever they've got, once they find out that there's websites that exist for their industry and their business that do this, they're going to buy it. But here's the problem. These 200,000 funnel makers are tech geeks. They're not sales savages like you and I. They're tech geeks. They're the kind of people that sit behind a computer and they code stuff. And God bless them, I'm not saying anything negative about them. That's what they call themselves. I'm just saying they're not like you and I, where they're willing to go out there and have conversations with people. They're like introverts, unite separately in our own homes, right? That's what kind of people they are, which we're not that way. Right? Us salespeople, we're extroverts. We go out, we talk to people, we got a lot of energy, we love networking, we love meeting new people. I'm going to Cars and Coffee this weekend so that I can connect with new people, right? That's a place here locally where people take nice cars and they all line them up and show people, and then all the people with nice cars meet, because I like networking and doing deals with people that do big things. And what better place than parking next to a guy that owns a Lamborghini, right? But these folks, they're not that way. They'll watch it on a live stream. Y'all gonna live stream that on Facebook or what, man? They don't want to leave the house though. They're not like us. So the need for us is real. That's why this opportunity that I'm about to share with you, or that I'm in the process of sharing with you, is so fucking real. Because the big ass problem is these funnel makers, they don't know sales. Like I said, they're the tech geeks. They need us. They run into a sales appointment looking like Tommy Boy the first couple times when he couldn't close. Remember that? He's like, yeah, it's all the like fire thing. They just don't know. Matter of fact, they'd rather not even sell. Do you know I have a ton of friends right now that are making a shit ton of money on the internet that are scared to death to pick up a phone call? I once spoke at Russell Brunson's funnel hacking event last year. And when I spoke on the stage at Russell Brunson's funnel hacking event in front of 1,200 people, I told them the importance of using the phone. They lost their fucking shit. They had, what you mean? These are internet leads. Why would we pick up a phone? Dude, you would be surprised how like repressed and how scared to sell these geeks are. Now, I will tell you this. They make good videos. They make good copy. They know how to get a website to collect leads. But whatever happens there is anybody's fucking guess, right? Because they are not calling these leads. That's what they need us for. Huge problem. But here's another big ass problem is you and I don't know how to make these sites. So we need the funnel geeks. Because we can't bully them into doing shit for us or anything like that. We need them because I don't know how to make like an elaborate, well, I do, but I'm an elitist, I'm just saying. You probably don't know how to make a funnel. You're still probably trying to process the whole funnel process, and that's not important. We're gonna get more deep into that in this training, but here's what you need to know. You need to know that you don't need to know how to make one, because the funnel makers need you, but you also need the funnel makers. So what we've got to do is we've got to convince the funnel makers, which I've already done on your behalf, that they need us. And now guess what? The demand's there. They are looking for you. I've created the ultimate sales job. Thank you. That's right. Cue the applause. I don't know if we have that shit. But anyway, so here's the thing. I've created the ultimate sales job. Inbound leads. Easy to sell. A product that's in demand, and it's highly profitable for you, and it's easy for the back end, requires almost no paperwork. So let me talk to you about it. There's 3 massive shifts coming first. The first massive shift that you need to know about is that you're needed. Okay, these websites, these business owners, they need you. There's so much going on right now. There's so much technology flying at us. I went and had lunch with a friend of mine just the other day. His name's Howard Getson with Capital Logics. And Capital Logics is a hedge fund where they have artificial intelligence that basically rides waves on stocks. Doesn't buy or sell with the motion. It doesn't buy and trade ahead of time, like what do they call them, partial trades and all that stuff. It just buys and buys and buys on the way up, and as soon as it hits the what you would call the pivot point, right? When it hits the pinnacle, then all of a sudden they just stop buying. They just stop buying, they just dump it and move on. There's no emotions, there's no, oh, but I love Apple. It's just simple algorithms. The intelligence is out there. That's all from a website. That's all from website software. So you're needed, right? Like these business owners need people like you that can do the sales for us. The geeks can't sell. It is what it is, right? Like that's my friend Howard, love him to death, but that's his thing. He's Ryan, help me sell this stuff. He's got the greatest invention on the planet, inbound leads. They need help with their sales stuff, right? That's what I'm helping them tone up and do. It's a great guy. It's a great program. You also have to have millions of dollars to get on it, so it's a different kind of sell. Business owners need funnels. You know, my friend Howard that I was talking about with the hedge fund just now, I met him at ClickFunnels because he was trying to learn how to instill these funnels into his business. Now you think about it, if a big shot multi-billion-dollar hedge fund manager is at a conference trying to learn about funnels, don't you think the dry cleaner, the CrossFit gym, the tanning salon, the haircut place, the restaurant that you went to, the hardware store, all these places that you visit and use on a daily basis that you wish had a better website so you could order shit from them easier anyway, right? Don't you think that if the big time money making hedge fund managers are interested in this, don't you think the local small businesses should get wind of it and be on top of it as well? The business owners need this. And here's the thing, because there's 5.6 million or 5.8 million business owners in America alone, the money is limitless. And you can charge whatever you want. It's a completely unregulated market at this point. It is. I'm just like stating the facts here. You can charge whatever the fuck you want. Right now, and I'll give you some examples later, but right now, if I was to make a funnel for somebody, I would charge them at least $20,000, maybe even $100,000, depending on how much of the funnel they wanted me to do and what all they wanted me to do on the back end. So I just want you to think about that and the significance. The money is completely limitless, and you got 5.8 million people that you can sell to. And now you got 200,000 people that you can sell products to the 5.8 million. Number two is there's unlimited prospects. Corporate websites are updated frequently, so of those 5.8 million, it doesn't have to just be a one-time sell. I'm going to give you some commission numbers and some equations later on in this training that kind of break it all down, but it doesn't have to be a one-time sell. Corporations update their websites regularly. I just told you I paid $10,000 for a facelift on hardcorecloser.com because it's been 2 years since I had a facelift. And I went back to the same company, the same tech geeks that did it for me in the first place, right? So it has a key component of residual income. You get blocks of money. A few years later, maybe a few months later, sometimes some companies update more than others. If it's a restaurant, they might do a special a week. You might get paid every single week to create stuff for them. So I want you to think big here. The money's absolutely limitless, and there's unlimited prospects because the corporate websites are always updated, and there's 5.8 million corporations just here in America. That's not talking about the globe. I think people in every country should have sales funnels. Everybody in every country has the internet now. There was a time when that was growing, then they all had websites, so now it's time for them all to have sales funnels. And here's the thing, on those sales funnels, like I said, there's a component of residual income because offers can change. And sales funnels are like website 2.0. Again, I said this earlier, but the website is like, hello, here's directions and a number to call us at. And it's sometimes hard to even find that shit. Whereas a sales funnel is like, hey, yo, give me your information. I'll call you in a few minutes. The sales funnel is like the hot chick at the bar that says, you give me your number, right? And then you're like, I hope she calls me, right? So here's the thing. Number three, I've done all the hard work for you. My team and I, we've done it all. Right? I'm sure you're thinking, okay, so where do I find these 200,000 people? Where do I find this 5.8 million business owners? How do I get funnels built? How do I design them? I've done it all for you, and you're going to be totally blown away when I show this. I've created a workforce database with advertising agencies, the tech geeks, the funnel makers, the funnel hackers, the closers, all in one spot. It's like a Craigslist. You go and you make a sale, you put the order in the database, then someone picks the order up from the database, builds the funnel, you make the commissions, they get to do the work, everybody's happy. I've done the hard work for you. I've got the contracts, I've got the mastermind, I've got the training, the how-to, everything that you need to be successful at this business to match up as many of those 200,000 funnel makers as you can to the 5.8 million business owners as possible. I've done all that, but what's even better is I've created the network. The network of referrals and advertisers and SEO people and pay-per-click people and Facebook ad agencies and people that build images and people that are the funnel geeks and the closers. I've got it all in one spot on the workforce database. I've got all the legal contracts to make sure that the businesses pay you, to make sure that the funnel hacker doesn't steal your idea, to make sure that you're covered in the event that somebody defaults on it. You've got something that will hold them liable in court. I've created all that for you. I've had my attorney, my personal attorney, Lauren Book, draw all that stuff up for you inside this program, right? And I also have the packages and pricing suggestions like I'm about to show you right now. It's a wide open market, ripe for domination. It just needs savages like you to step into this wide open market and make this happen. Check it out. Let me give you a commission example. You could sell a sales funnel for $2,500. Now think about that for 1 minute. I just said $10,000 on a facelift. These sales funnels are cheap. And corporations, to you, $2,500 might seem like a lot of money. Trust me, it's not. Corporations on websites, $2,500 is like bottom of the barrel. It's super cheap. Like I said, if I was to charge you for a funnel right now, I would charge you at least $20,000, maybe as much as $100,000, depending on what you needed from it. So let's say the funnel sales price is $2,500. What do you think? Let me ask you, what do you think that the funnel hacker or the funnel maker, the tech geek, what do you think they would charge you to make that website? So let's say that you sold it to the CrossFit gym for $2,500. Billy Bob's CrossFit gym pays you $2,500. Now you got to go find the funnel geek, the funnel hacker to build the funnel for you. How much do you suppose that person would charge? Anybody? Give me some numbers. Give me some numbers. 200, 100, 10,000, 5,000. No. Listen, they'll charge you probably around $500. A good one, maybe $1,000. $500 is totally middle grain, somebody that can totally competent and handle the job. Guess what? All of a sudden, your commission in that scenario, $2,000. When's the last time you made $2,000 from commission? Could you use an extra $2,000 in commission? Do you think you might know a small business that would be willing to invest $2,500 in a funnel? Do you think that you might be able to put the order up on the job board that I created for you so that you can make $2,000? How many times do you think you could do that in a week, a month, a year? Do you think you could do this 100 times a year? Because the math adds up pretty damn quick, doesn't it? That's why this opportunity is unlimited. That's why this opportunity is so big, because sales funnels not only are more effective than websites, they're less expensive. But check this out, it gets better. You can also do the recurring commission each month. Now, I can tell you this, residual income, there's nothing that beats it. Whether it's in rentals, whether it's in insurance, whether it's in, we have a membership program where people pay $300 a month to be members of our Break Free Academy program. I am telling you, nothing beats residual income. And so you could set up the funnel price where instead of charging a company $2,500 up front, you could say, well, hey, we'll charge you $1,000 a month, 6-month commitment, and we'll update your website every 2 weeks with whatever specials that you want. Well, in that scenario, how much would you expect to pay the funnel hacker? $2,500, $3,000, $1,500, the tech geek, how much would you expect? You pay them the same amount, right? $500. Like the job is still the same. The only difference is all of a sudden you've got a 6-month commitment. Well, guess what? That leaves you with a net profit of $5,500. Now, of course, you collect that over the course of 6 months. But think about that. You do that 10 times and they're paying $1,000 a month. You've got $10,000 a month residual income for half the year. That's $60,000. Add that math up, $60,000, $120,000 a year if you get them to extend the 6-month contract, because nobody says it has to end after 6 months. It could keep going on forever. You could start writing 12-month contracts once you build a rapport and once you get the system down with them and once they respect and enjoy doing business with you. The sky is the limit. That's why I keep telling you that this opportunity is the opportunity. There's nothing like it out there. There's nothing been like this ever before. Listen, the referral sources, there is a massive amount of referral sources too. You don't have to go out there and knock on doors. You don't have to go to networking meetings. You don't have to make cold calls. Just connect with people on social media. Look, there's tons of social media managers that know small business owners that need funnels, right? There's tons of pay-per-click agencies that know small business owners that are running ads on Google that have no idea that sales funnels exist. There's tons of advertising agencies that you can get business from. They're running Facebook ads for people and you could build them a better funnel. Right? Because a lot of people, they think in one-track mind. It's like, my job is to run Facebook ads. They don't think my job is to run, trust me, I hire and fire these people all the time. They don't think my job is to run Facebook ads, optimize the funnel, make sure the funnel's built right. They just run ads. They just find traffic. And so these are great referral sources for you as well. Another great referral source is the funnel makers, right? Those guys oftentimes, like, there's a whole other world out there where these effective funnel makers have funnels that are working, that are spitting out leads that they're scared to call. You could just step into a system to where you're just calling leads all day long. Hell, you could probably get into it to where you're just texting leads all day long. Or if you like face-to-face meetings, you can organize like big, huge rooms full of people. These funnel makers know what they're doing. They know how to generate leads. That's why the funnels are so effective in the first place. The problem is they're scared to call them. So not only can you go sell these websites and these sales funnels to the other 5.8 million business owners out there, you can also take inbound leads from the existing leads that the funnel makers have. It's pretty damn cool, huh? Because the funnel makers, you know, they got things. So automation experts, people that build back ends, you know, CRMs, email follow-up systems, all that good stuff, man, they're great referral sources as well. Look at all this. And that's not counting your sphere of influence, the businesses that you visit every day, the chamber of commerce that's full of nothing but business owners, the places that you talk to, the people that you know, your sphere of influence on social media, that's not counting any of that. This is just referral sources from cold traffic. Publicists, another good one. People that write for Huffington Post, Forbes, all that other stuff. People that work in the news, people that can get exposure and PR, they're great as well. You can make money from anywhere with this job too. You know, the cool thing, I put this picture up on this training before I knew, but in the new Avengers movie, Tony Stark drives the same car as me. Like, how fucking cool is that? Because of funnels, I'm driving the same fucking car as Tony motherfucking Stark and Ryan motherfucking Stewman. Got the same motherfucking car. How cool is that shit? Anyway, the worldwide market. You're not just limited to the 5.8 million businesses here in America. It's global, right? We run out of businesses here in America. We're just taking it overseas. Look out, Australia. We're coming for you next. And everywhere else you speak English. Look, you're not tied to any office. You're not tied anywhere. You can go anywhere, anytime, any place. For the last 7 years till June of this year, 7 years prior to that, I just worked from home, which meant I just worked from wherever I was at the time. Like Metallica says, like in the words of the ever so great Metallica, anywhere I roam, where I lay my head is home. So you're not tied to any office. Look, you don't have a sales floor or anything like that. And look, you get to make sales while playing on social media. That's the cool thing, is you're not bothering people that don't want to talk to you. There's people every day that post in small business owner groups all across social media, on Facebook, on Slack, everywhere, that say, hey, who do you know that builds websites? Hey, who do you know? And there's people offering them $10, $20, $30, $40,000 bids where you could slide on up in the DM. $2,500 later, you done snagged a $2,000 commission. It ain't take you 15 minutes to do shit. I tell you, I do it every single day, except for I tell them it's like 18 to 20 grand and they still do it. That's the best thing about this program that I want to talk to you about, called Funnel Closer. Let me explain what it is, what all you get with it, and why it is a benefit for you to step into this side and start collecting these commissions from selling these easy in-demand product immediately. So listen, let me give you an example. This is my buddy Dwayne. Okay, he gets into the program. He tells me, Ryan, my goal is to make $20,000 a month. That's my goal in life. I sell cars right now. I'm tired of selling cars. I want to do something else. My goal in life is to make $20,000 a month. 60 days after working with me, he says, I've got to come up with a bigger goal because I passed the first one. He left his job selling cars. He hated it. He was good at it and he was very profitable at it, but he hated his job selling cars, left that job, now makes over $20,000 a month, all from selling funnels. And he's out of North Carolina, you know, and it's not like he's in the middle of New York City with all this stuff. He's out in the middle, he's, you know, out in the middle of North Carolina somewhere, left his full-time job selling funnels all across the world. We've also got my buddy Matt Ganzik, man. This is my pal, man. He's a great guy. And he helps me with my funnels, right? He's the guy that does my funnels and stuff for me. And he charges a shit ton of money per funnels. But he's like created this whole lifestyle around, man, drives a Maserati. He lives in Florida. He's got, his game is on point, all from selling funnels. Got a beautiful wife. Like, he's got everything going for him, and all from selling sales funnels. This is my man, Alan Belcher. You might remember him from the beginning. He discovered sales funnels through an online seminar just like the one that you're on right now. And he started building these sales funnels and selling them to other gyms that were not his local competitor to supplement his income during the down seasons of owning a gym. Man, it changed his life. It changed his life. Now he's world renowned as this UFC gym marketing expert. People fly from all over the place to Biloxi, Mississippi to see this, and it's changed his entire lifestyle. Because you know, fighters back in the day didn't get really paid that much. Now he's created a brand around it and grown. Here's my man Corey Shanes, 7 figures from one sales funnel. 7 figures Corey has made from one sales funnel. He created a sales funnel for a local business that took off, went viral, and created about $4 million a year income for the company. And he got a good percentage of it and got to take equity in the company as well. Changed his entire life. One sales funnel. 7 figures. Imagine that. What if you ran across the right one and you got equity? Because I just showed you 2 commission structure samples. I didn't show you every way you can make money being a funnel closer. I didn't show it all to you. We don't have time for all of that. But imagine how one sales funnel with 7 figures. It's possible. This man set the bar there. But guess what? I got 3 sales funnels that have created over $1 million for me. So there's another bar that's been set there too. It is possible. That's what I'm sharing with you. My man Todd, he creates some of our funnels as well. He was a full-time loan officer, successful at his job, loved what he did, discovered funnels, left, started his own business, way surpassed his income. He lives up in San Francisco where it is not cheap to live, and left a full-time banking job that was secure, W-2 benefits and everything else to surpass his income being a full-time funnel closer. It changed his entire life. The mad scientist Seth makes some of the sickest funnels there are out there. Once he discovered that there was all these businesses that needed apps, because that's what he really makes is the Appify funnels that needed apps, he went out there and just slang a totem, allowed him to leave his job, allowed him to build a business, scale with the team. It's changed his entire life, right? These 6 guys, ladies, if you're watching, I need your picture up here for the next one. We need some women to get engaged on this and show us what it's really about, right? But these 6 guys right here, this has changed the game for their life, and I've got dozens more in the program that's changed things well. So here's what's next. Let me ask you this. Do you want to make $2,000 to $5,500 in commission every single time you make a sale, right? Maybe even more. Raise your hand, hit the little button there, give me the thumbs up, let me know, right? Who in here wants to make $5,500 or more a sale? Who wants to make $20,000 a sale, right? Who wants to go out there and make big old sales, $100,000 sales? Who wants to give my man Corey Shanes a run for his money and make them $1 million sales? That's what I'm talking about. You got to be thinking big, man. You can't make big money thinking about some little $2,000 sales. If you want to go big, get big, right? But we'll start on the side, just like the rest of these guys. But look, now that I know that you want that, do you think you could sell 5 or 6 of these funnels a month? The places that you regularly go to, the people that you normally talk to, the social circles that you usually interact with. You're probably friends with upper and middle management across a various amount of different businesses that you have conversations with, that you drink beers with the local guys, and you could say, hey, what do you got to do to put me in front of your XYZ so that we can talk a little business? Do you think you could sell 5 or 6 funnels per month? What would you do with an extra $10,000 to $25,000, maybe even more than that per month coming in? Could you use an extra $10,000 to $25,000 a month? Could you use an extra $1,000 a month? Could you use an extra $5,000? Maybe if you made 1 sale, could you use $2,000 a month? I mean, think about it. For some of you, it doesn't take a whole lot of money. And let's just be real, $2,000 a week changes the game. That's $100,000 a year. Here's the thing. Are you ready to infiltrate this market? Do you see how easy this is? Do you think you could go make a sale, spit up a dollar amount, enter it into a system, and get somebody to fulfill the stuff on the back end while you collect the commission checks? Do you think you could do that? I believe you can. I think that the fact that you're here on this training is proof that you're smart enough to handle this process and that you can take care of it. And so let me show you what's going on here. This is our funnel closer program. If you just took the membership site, let's just say it's $1,997 worth of value. We sell programs like BFA Digital and Competition Demolition for $19.97 all day, every day. If you look, each one of these are different trainings and there's different modules. Plus we have live trainings coming up starting soon as well. Maybe by the time you're watching this, there's already the live trainings back there that have been streamed. So let's just put a value on this of $19.97 for the membership site with all the training and everything else. We also have a mastermind. For our mastermind, we charge $2,500 a year. So let's just compare this mastermind as well. There's about 300 funnel closers in this mastermind doing big things. They're discussing different ways to get paid. They're discussing different marketing modalities. There's people right now doing deals for nonprofits because Google's offering $10,000 in ads to nonprofits. Imagine that. You go sell funnels to a nonprofit. right? You tell them pay you $2,500, you'll give them $5,000 in ads. Then you tell them pay you another $2,500, you'll do the same thing again. And you actually got them more than they paid for, and everybody wins. These are the types of things that you learn inside the mastermind back there. Here is the job board that I'm talking about. If you were to put weekly jobs on Odesk or Elance or one of those sites, then you'd be looking at about $2,000 per year just to be a member of that site and pay to post every single time, even on Craigslist. The contracts, my attorney charged me at my discount $2,000 to drop all the contracts and everything that you need so that you're protected. Your intellectual property is protected. You're protected against getting fucked. You're protected against getting stolen from. In the event that somebody doesn't pay you, you don't have to send your cousin over there with a shotgun. You just simply send them to court and handle your business there. So think about it. The training site, the mastermind, the job board, and the legal contracts all together combined $8,497 right now. Do you see the value in that? Do you see the value? Like for $8,000, you can start a 7-figure business. I've already shown you how easy it is to do the math, how easy it is to scale this thing. But today, that's not what you're going to pay. But let's just think how easy it would be if that's what you were going to pay. You got $8,497 for the program. The minimum that you're going to make is $2,000 in commission. You'd only need to make 5 sales to profit. You just told me that you think you can make 5 to 6 sales per month. That meant that month 1 you'd be profitable. Do you know how very little businesses are profitable on month 1? My business wasn't profitable until month 10. And then it was a struggle to keep it profitable after that. Very few businesses are able to be profitable from the get-go, and this allows you to step into that even at $8,500. But how long would it take you to close 5 sales? 1 month. That's what I think, because I believe in you. But you don't have to pay $8,500. I'm willing to bet on you today. You can grab it right now because it's for a limited time only. I've already raised the price once. I plan on raising the price again, but you can buy the program right now for $1,997. That's less than the cost of the job board alone. That's less than the cost of the mastermind alone. That's less than the cost of the contracts because I believe in you. I want you to be able to take action now. I want you to be able to step onto this side. I want you to make that extra 10 to 20 to 50 to $100,000 a month. I've shown you what's possible if you'll just simply do the work. I've put everything in order that it's so organized and put together so well that even a fool can make an extra couple $1,000s a month checking out this process. So head on over to funnelcloser.com/buy. But look, I know the drill. You think right there, well, you know what, man, this guy, if he's making so much money from funnels, why is he trading this? Because I've made money from the game. Now I want to give you some, my young brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to pass the game on to you, dog. I'm already over here. There's 5.8 million businesses. I can't take on that much business. And I surely don't want to be the one over here eating. I showed you all the hell that I've gone through. I know that you've gone through hell in your life. It's time that you made a good decision. It's time that you showed up and took advantage of something that's going to be here for a while, that's going to put food on your table, that's going to pay you, my friend. I'm looking out for you because here's what I know. This is for your benefit. I'm already making money from it. Whether you buy this or not, my life doesn't change. As soon as I'm done recording this, I'm walking to the parking garage, getting in my McLaren, and driving home to my $1 million house. Whether you buy or not, it's already taken care of. I'm already doing this. I'm trying to pass the game on to you because I know that you can benefit from this because I've benefited from it. The guy that society rejected, the guy that went to prison, the guy that's been divorced, the guy that was a drug addict, the guy that lost his job, the guy that society took a fucking fat, steaming, green, shitty fucking dump on, has been able to have all of this through this program. I want that for you because I know that you're tired of making the same damn things happen in your life and just being let down. I know you're tired of being let down. I know you're tired of being disappointed. I know you're tired of searching for the right thing, and I fucking got it for you this time, man. I believe in this shit, and I believe in you. You can go over to funnelcloser.com/buy and get signed up. But I got some other stuff I want to share with you as well. Because the difference that I'm going to make in your life with this program, man, I get all sweaty and shit. I get so excited thinking about it because there's already people. The program has only been in beta mode and there's already people making $20, $30, $40, and $50,000 a month. This is a game changer, ladies and gentlemen. Funnelcloser.com/buy. But let me share with you some facts. We call this the 80-20-10-5-1 rule. So 20% of Americans make over $100,000 per year. You take the 80-20 rule. 80% of Americans make less than $100,000 a year. But only 20% of those go on to earn $250,000 per year, right? And so that takes us down to 10% of society. But only 20% of those go on to earn over $500,000 per year, which takes us down to 5% of society that earns over $500,000 a year. And only 20% of those, which is 1%, goes on to earn 7 figures or more per year. In this program, I'm not promising you anything, except for in this program, you can go down the path to cross over each one of these. There is no limit. You got into sales. You became the sales savage you are because we know who we targeted with these ads. We know who shows up and sticks through these webinars. You became the sales savage you are because you're bold, you're alpha, and you're looking for something that you can absolutely dominate in with no boss, no license, no regulation, a wide open market that's completely unstoppable, and I got you. I got you. I've shown you the path to $1 million, and this program can help put it in your hand if you simply do the work. Listen, the path to $1 million is easy. $1 million a year is $2,739 per day. $1 million per year is less than 3 G's per day. One funnel sale is $2,000, right? You can make even more. I showed you how you can make 55. 2 funnels per day will put you at $1 million. But if you get good at making funnels, then you only have to sell 1 funnel every 2 or 3 days at $10,000. Right? Or if you get really good, you could sell 2 funnels a day at $5,000 each. You got $10,000 a day coming in. The sky is the limit here. I'm telling you, and the better you get, the more you know, the more you'll make, the more you'll earn, the more you'll be in demand. Every day I have people begging me, and I see it with Matt Ganzik and Dwayne as well. Every day people beg them to build funnels. You don't think people hit Corey Shanes up that made this lady in her business millions of dollars and himself $1 million in the process? You don't think people hit him up and ask for a website? Hey man, will you build me a funnel? You get to be in that position. And guess what? When the tech geeks get hit up, hey, can you build me that funnel? These, whoa. How did you, who let this human in here, right? They get all introverted and weird. Me and you, we out for blood. We know what it is. We smell it. We're on it. Here's the thing though. I know you're gonna have some concerns and resistance. Let me address them as well, right? Your objections maybe that you've been thinking about. You maybe bought programs like this in the past that didn't work. And I have to ask you, did the program not work or did you not work? Because I know I bought some shitty programs in my life, but even like I said in the beginning of this training, if there's one phrase that changes my mind, one thing that opens my mind's eye, one thing that changes my view of things that can make me more money, I'm all about it. So usually it's not the program that's bad, it's the person. So I ask you, if you do decide to invest in yourself, which I totally think you should, and I believe that you can get the results that you want from this program, but should you decide to invest in yourself, you need to make sure that you play all in and you're committed. Because if not, then this program would be no better than the other ones that didn't work for you because it's not the program, sir or ma'am, it's yourself. The next thing is you may say it can't be as easy as you make it sound. And I can assure you it is. It's all a matter of having a conversation. Here's the thing about being a salesperson. We turn words to money. Get money ain't nothing but a conversation to us. That's all we got to do is have a conversation with somebody and get money. That's we are one of the few people that have that talent. And most people create conversations for nothing. Talk about the weather, the sunshine, their kids, all this other stuff. You and I can turn conversations into cash, baby. And that's what I'm talking about. This is that easy. It's all about having a conversation. Don't make it complicated. And you might think, well, hey, Ryan, how many people are on this webinar and how many of these are you selling? And you're putting these out at a rapid point. 5.8 million business owners, 200,000 funnel makers. If we sold 100,000 of these, there would still be a huge demand in the marketplace. There's trillions of websites, ladies and gentlemen. Stop thinking with the scarcity mentality, other than the scarcity mentality of the price of this program is going up. It's time to jump on it now. Go over to funnelcloser.com/buy. Maybe you'd say, my spouse is tired of me investing in these type of programs and them not working, right? Well, this is that one chance. I know it. I had a wife leave me because she didn't believe in me when I bought a program like this many years ago. She left me. She left me cold, broke my heart, didn't believe in me, left me out to rot. But I knew that this was that one opportunity that if I stuck with it, I could come out this other side. Maybe for you, you can have this fix your problems before it's too late, before the one that loves you leaves, before you lose everything. This is the opportunity for you to be able to experience, to be able to avoid the experience of the pain that I had to go through. This is the one time that you can say, I made a decision, we're making the money, and aren't we glad that this paid off? This is the one time that you maybe get to hold the big check up on the picture, that you get to speak on the big screen of the stage, that you get to tell your testimony testimonial of success instead of suck. I believe that you have it in you. You've just got to be able to fucking show them and do the work. You have to ask yourself, are you willing to do the work? Because I put the program together. It's idiot proof. It's just a matter of having conversations and doing the work, my friends. Head over to funnelcloser.com/buy. You might be looking at another training program. That's awesome as well. Why not buy both? Maybe the training program that you're looking at would pair perfectly with this one, but if you only have to pick one, this is the one where you can become profitable from day one. Buy the program, learn the process, make a sale, get your money back immediately. Can you do that with any other programs? It's very, very unlikely, but this one, the threat is real. You might say, I don't have an extra $1,997 right this minute. Nobody ever has an extra $2,000. Let's just get real for a minute here. Nobody has an extra, I don't have an extra $2,000. That's a lot of money. But here's the thing, that money will motivate you, and that money is $2,000 to invest in yourself in a business. It's tax deductible, so you can take it off the top. You're going to give it to Uncle Stewman or Uncle Sam. Hopefully you'd rather give it to me because I'll do good stuff with it. I'll create jobs, I'll create other ads, and I'll help people like yourself in the process. So hopefully you'd want to give it to me more than the IRS. But more importantly, if you don't have $1,997 right now, you need to find it. You're in the wrong job. You're not selling as much as you should. If you don't have credit available on your card, if you don't have money available in your bank, you got to go beg, you got to go borrow, you got to go barter, you got to go do what you got to do to get this program because you need it. You need to make a sale because you apparently need the money. If not, call my buddy Harold in HR and tell him he's got somebody that's coming his way. And you say, is there a guarantee? Yes, absolutely. There's a better than money back guarantee. If you take this program, do the work, and 12 months later have not got the results that you want and have not at least got your money back from this, then I'll give you not only your $19.97 back, I'll give you $1, so it's better than money. But here's the thing you have to ask yourself, are you looking to get my $1 in a free product for 12 months, or are you looking to invest in yourself and follow that path to 7 figures? My guess for you, the alpha closer, would be the latter. The next thing is you might say, I don't have time to learn this. I run 10 different companies. I have 15 different employees in one company alone. I have thousands of clients that I personally mentor. You'll find time for what's important. And if you'll make this important, you'll make money. And if you'll make money, it'll make the change in your life to make the time. Make it happen. You might ask yourself, how fast can you make sales? As soon as you buy the program and learn the content, go out, have those conversations that lead to commission. You can get started now by going over to funnelcloser.com/buy. Like I mentioned earlier, this is tax deductible. You can look it up on the IRS's website. It is 100% tax deductible because you're investing in business education. And if you'd like for your company to pay for it, that's possible as well. If you have the company's credit card, you can head over to funnelcloser.com/buy. But you have to think about it this way. I believe that you get the best results when you invest your own money. Invest your own money and then go back to the company and ask them to reimburse you after you've taken the fortitude, taken the initiative, and shown them that you're ready to make it happen. So get started now. This offer is expiring soon. Like I've already more than doubled the price already. I've already doubled it already, right? So it's going up again as we add more content. So get in now. It's only $1,997 over at funnelcloser.com/buy. I want to say one thing before we end this training. You came here for a real reason. You saw the ad, you went through the funnel, you entered your information, you showed up here to make a decision. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. I've created the solution for you. I have the answer to your problems. This program can take care of you. It can change your life, feed your family, and leave a legacy. It's simply up to you to make the decision. And I'll leave you with that. Head over to funnelcloser.com/buy, and thank you for showing up at our training here today.